sometimes it's hard for Scorpio moons to like open up in a vulnerable way. Like, it's like we don't like that. We like being kind of in control. But a lot of people can attest to that. But moving on. I digress. So we okay, recently there was a homeless woman, and she lives, oh, I told you guys about this. Well, not you guys, but I told O in TLS. So there was a homeless woman who sleeps in front of a bench, or sleeps in front of a hotel near my neighborhood. So a confession, I intentionally given her, I have 2 blankets that I own. Comforters, should I say. I have 2 comforters, and I've given her one. And she didn't see me do it. I just went by her, and she was sleeping on the bench. It was like late at night, because sometimes my dog, she likes to go outside at like 11:30. So I was walking down the street, and I went back home when I saw her on the bench, and she looked very like, she just looks super uncomfortable. Like, it's the most uncomfortable cold bench, and it's like out here, it could be like 40 degrees, 30, 20 degrees out here. So I was like, oh my gosh, there's nothing I can do, like, but I can try to do something. So I just gave her like a little package, like a lunch box with some food and stuff like that, and then I gave her my blanket. Well, one of my comforters. Yeah.
Wait, does she know?
No. She doesn't know. She sees me all the time because I say hey.
Wow. I don't understand. A confession, I mean, you're a saint. You're a saint. Yeah. Like, we were talking about confessions, but you did something so good.
Yeah, I am happy about that, because I do feel like she is at least warmer. Because it sucks. Like, listen, I really want to, like, even the hotel, when I did go by there that time, I was like, is there a manager I can speak to? It was just like a runaround. So it's like, we still have a lot to go as a society, like handling homeless people and stuff like that. But homeless people are dear to my heart for some reason. I don't know why. I've always felt like you can't even have a home. Even the birds and the deer have home. I mean, I know it's outside, but you know what I mean? Like,
no.
Yeah.
No, yeah. No, homeless people are at my heart too. We talk about it in the house, because one time, sometimes I'm sitting here and I eat, and I'm like, could you imagine being outside? And it's a lot of mental illness with it too, as well.
There is, or drug abuse, but yeah, mainly which is mental illness.
Mental illness. All right, that's the TLS confessional. We entered it. Maybe you'll be next. All right, so basically I brought Gianni Storm on, and it was supposed to be Mellow too, but I was scrolling through Facebook, and I ended up seeing a clip from a different world, and I never saw the clip, and I'm sure a lot of people have. Basically, the background of the clip, it was about 5 minutes long, and the clip was a girl, Gina. She got beat up by her boyfriend, and everyone had got involved in it. In this clip, shout outs to Different World for just what they did for Black culture, and what they did for making sure that they always had a message. And this clip shows, this girl being beat by her boyfriend, his mentality behind it, and how everyone came together as a pack and helped her. And do we want to show a little bit of the clip?
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to move my screen. And this is how we're going to do this. Okay. Okay, don't fall. All right. Let's press play now.
But when I was 14, I saw this guy slapping around this woman in the middle of the street. So I jumped in thinking I'm a help on girl. You know what she did? She called the cops on me. Now, I learned 2 things from that. Number 1, every brother can lose it every now and again. You know what I'm saying? Even my mom used to push my dad to the limit sometimes. And number 2, whatever happens between a man and a woman is between that man and that woman.
Whitley, I've been trying to make sense of this, and I'm just...
So, for anyone that hasn't seen that clip, the guy in the black and white shirt is the guy that has beat on his girlfriend. And after seeing this clip, my question to the audience and my question to everyone, and to Gianni Storm is, and I'm not going to act like this was actually on the forefront of my mind before I saw this clip, but my question is it our duty, and the caption was, it's our duty to protect black women. My question to you, Gianni Storm, and to everyone watching, is it our duty to protect black women by any means necessary? Now, I want to say something here. Can I say it?
Disclaimer, yeah, go for it.
I had to correct myself from the wise Gianni Storm. Because my first question was, is it our duty to protect our women? And Gianni Storm will get into why it's a difference between our women, black women. But after speaking to the wise Gianni Storm, I have now made it very clear to myself and why, and the importance of black women. So is it our duty to protect black women by any means necessary?
That is a good question. I feel like when you say duty, it implies that you have to, like, if you abide by some type of moral compass, then it's like, yeah. Because if you're into fixing, or like if you're into like the betterment of what humanity is or society and all of that, fluff, it's like at the end of the day, the most victimized people are colored women, black women. Now my aunts are in here, and I do want to make a good point, because my aunts are in here and they are not black women. They're actually from Puerto Rico. So the difference is they are Hispanic, like they're Puerto Rican women, but they are also brown. Like their skin color is
that's African, right?
Right, they're not white. So it's almost kind of the same thing in that sense, especially in America. Like, you know what I mean? They kind of see you as black if you're not white, period, point and blank. And your features like are not white, and it's a lot going on. But at the same time, I say that like to say it would be like in the best interest to like grow and to actually like understand more about other cultures and other people if you actually protect the most victimized woman or the most victimized person in this nation, like in this society. Like yeah, I feel like I'm going on a tangent, but I do
no,
feel
but like first of all, we're all I feel like we're all black women, because there's a center, and the center of civilization, started somewhere, and we just branched off from there. But so all of us that are the cream of the planet, all of us women of color, we're cream of the planet. Like, okay, so then my question is then, and we're talking about women we know and we don't know, correct?
Yes, it's not like, but by duty, do you mean like, so if you see like let's tie that into this clip. So if we see, for example, somebody like a black woman getting beat up on, is it your job or your duty, like you say, to jump in because it's like you're protecting black women? Or is it in the scope of like what we talked about before? Like when we were talking about Megan Thee Stallion saying, okay, protect black women, like I'm being attacked by like my peers because they think that I'm lying about Tory Lanez shooting me. So it's like, in what sense do you protect black women? I think it's like the same thing, like you would do anything, like protect anything. Like you do the best you can. You don't have to be a hero to every situation, but it's like, as long as you know that Black women need protecting. I mean, everybody kind of, women in general, but like the reason why Black women, I think that people need to kind of read more, or not read more, but just speak more to Black women, or like understand more the history of what Black women's struggle is, or colored women's struggle, because it's not just like Black. Like I'm half Puerto Rican, I'm half Black. I'm not just Black, but I'm Black. You feel me? But it's
Me
like,
too. I ain't Puerto
yeah,
Rican,
we're
but
Black.
I
Like,
understand. Yeah, we're still. I feel like Black is just like the everything, but Black is like so many different things. So, but
yeah.
okay, so, but my question is then, when we say, so let's say I say, yeah, it's my duty to protect the woman, the Black woman. Does that mean intervening with situations might see on the street, some girl getting punched in the face, and is it my duty to intervene? I'm not saying intervene where I put my life in jeopardy, but intervene where I could call 911, I could report it. I mean, is it our duty to protect our women in that sense, that whether we know the woman or not, we can't just be like, oh, I ain't see that, or that ain't none of my business. Because you heard what the brother said, right? He said,
Right.
what happens in that house is between that man and that woman. I mean, do you believe that? Do you agree with that? What happens in that house?
I do. When he said that, I do. When he said that, I was like, I feel that you don't need to be in everybody's business, because, like he said, that woman called the cops on him. Like she didn't want any saving. Like some people don't want to be saved. Some people are in that situation so deep that it's um normal to them. But if anything happened to their, like, uh predator, the person that's hurting them, then they would feel some type of way. So they're still in that. I think that holds true, that statement, that you should let some people be. But it's like, honestly, what's missing is intuition and gut feeling. Like, people, you don't need to go and call, like, every call to action. You don't need to, like, be a hero to everything. Like I was saying, you just, if you feel called to call the police because you feel like it's getting heated, this lady has kids in the car and she might get shot. Her husband expressed, like, that he had a gun. Like, I mean, it's like, use your intuition. Like, you're like, this seems heated. There's situations like in my neighborhood that I'm like, I feel like I could have stepped in, but I feel like, no, I didn't feel like it was my place. I didn't feel called. Like, my intuition would have, I mean, my intuition didn't tell me anything about going, for it. Like, that's more of an ego thing. Like, let me save the day. Like, or not save the day in that sense, but just like, let me try to help. It's naive sometimes, but I think that protect Black women is just like Black Lives Matter, like we were talking about. It's not like disregarding that all lives matter and all color and people and shapes and sizes. It's like, it's more so trying to put attention that Black women specifically need more attention on protection and more attention on being called. Like they always say that we like to play the victim as Black women. Why did that keep being, the narrative, to the point where sometimes Black women don't even say things. Like, if you would have watched the rest of the clip, people, if you watch it, then you would see, like, the girl was like, no, it's me, I'm too loud and I'm too flirty sometimes, like, that's why he hits me. Like, no ma'am. Like, no ma'am. You know what I mean? No. So that's why we say, like, protect Black women like that. I mean, I'm not like a whole advocate out here, activist, but when you know something's right, you just live by it.
So, like, then do we need to? I feel like then, if that's the case, then like what we were talking about earlier, protecting the Black woman doesn't start when she's a Black woman getting her ASSB. It starts when we give birth to these girls and we give birth to these boys, and we because it's all about I'm telling you, it's about the food we put in them. It's about the message we put in them.
That's
It's
right.
about the surroundings we put around them. It that has to do with how we